started. Okay, well, welcome. I'm so excited you took the time out. Thank you for taking the time out with my team for our tips from the top that we have weekly. I had a few girls who dropped your name and wanted to hear from you. So I appreciate it because I know you're very busy. So I'm going to have you start by just like sharing your story. And then I have a few questions and then I want you to share like your top tips. So we'll start with that because I know some people have never heard your story before.
Okay, so I'm Carrie, and I'm 26. I started this business 4 years ago, so I was only 22, which is so crazy. I'm still young. But anyways, I started 4 years ago. My cousin my cousin's my enroller. She came at me for like 6 months, and she was so annoying, let me tell you. Like, I was like, if she does not stop asking me, I'm like, she's just so annoying. She kept asking, and I literally thought this was just like the biggest joke. I was like, I don't believe it. I don't believe that you can put on a wrap. I had been working out all the time. I was in the process of becoming a personal trainer. And so I thought you had to go to the gym, to just tighten up, or I thought you had to go to the gym to get skinny. Like, I just couldn't, I literally, when Pam says that you don't have a brain cell for the wrap, like, you really, truly don't. And, I don't know, she just kept at me for like 6 months. She finally got me on the phone, and I don't know what she did on the phone, but she got my credit card info and signed me up as a distributor. So and I didn't just get the $9 kit. I got the it was like $270 altogether. So I think I got the mini boost. And I didn't even have the money for the 99, so I don't know how she got me with the 270. I was like 275 or something. But I'm really happy she did, because in my first 2 months, or she told me to have a wrap party. And so I invited all my friends, and only 2 people showed up. And I had like 20 people were like, I'm going to come. And I'm like, yeah, I was excited. And then my mom showed up. So my mom was one of the 2. But I still made $50. So I was excited. I was like, man, this is cash. Like, this is awesome. And especially because I was a broke college graduate, like, cash to college and college graduates is cash is king, you know what I mean? Like, that, I was like, I'm gonna pay my gas. Like, this is awesome. And so I thought, well, you know what? Only 2 people showed up, but there's 18 people that didn't come. So I'm gonna have another party. I had no idea how to throw a party. I remember like one of my first parties, and it was at my mom's house, and I like stood in front of everybody, and I like didn't even know what to do, but I was so excited that people, like, I was signing loyal customers from these parties. And so if they told me they couldn't come, I was like, oh, well, then you can come the next day. And so I had party after party after party. And in my first 2 months, I made over $1,000 in wrap cash. And so I was like, well, I'm glad I got that mini boost, because I use all those wraps from that and stuff. So, like, honestly, I don't know why I don't push it as much now. I should, because that made me sell those wraps. And then I was using the other stuff as samples and stuff. And now we have that awesome sample pack. So that's seriously awesome. And so let's see. So I did this business then just for part-time. I loved wrap cash. I thought it was awesome. It was putting gas in my tank. And then it wasn't until 6 months in that I remember walking into my job. I was a nanny at the time, and I was a personal trainer, a nanny, and I was working in the Army Guard. And I was almost coming up on my 6 years in the Army, or in the National Guard. And they were like, oh, we're going to give you a $25,000 to resign. And I was like, my mom wanted me to resign. My dad wanted me to resign. I mean, they were like, you should do this. It's like stability. And I'm like, yeah, but like, there's these bonuses if it works. And so I told my sergeant, I was like, no, I'm going to make more with this crazy wrap thing. And I was an executive, and one of my distributors was my mom. And so, like, I was building her, I was putting customers on her, give me executive. And so I told them no. And then I remember going to an event in Dallas, Texas, and I just saw these like people on stage, and there was this lady, and she was a triple diamond, and she was like shy, and she was like just short, little cute girl. And she was like, I have like 7 kids, and I'm making like $10,000 a month. And I was like, if she's like shy and has like a million kids, like if she can do this, like I can do this, And so I remember leaving that event thinking, man, I'm going to go diamond, and I'm going to get this $10,000 bonus. And so I called and told my mom, and she was like, okay, Carrie. And well, then I remember walking into my job just a few days later, and I said, you know what? I went to my job a couple days before that, and before that event. And I was like, I just hate my job. Like, I was just so unhappy. And I'm like, there just has to be something more. like there has to be something more than going to a job that you hate. You know, I wasn't even using my degree. Like I had a 4-year degree and I was a nanny. Like I only like my kids. I'm sorry, I won't watch yours. But I can't believe somebody was paying me to watch theirs. But anyways, so 3 months after telling my mom I was going to get that $10,000 bonus, I went diamond. I grabbed it. I went the next month. My parents, I got them in diamond. They got a $10,000 bonus, and so I felt like, man, all the stuff that you helped me with, like through college, and you know, like letting me live, like I feel like I repaid you for all of that. You know, so it actually felt really good to help my parents, you know, start bringing in extra income. My parents are now doubles, or my dad is a double. My mom's like a ruby, I think. And anyways, fast forward, I sat at Diamond for almost a year, and I got pregnant it was November or October, so because I promoted like during like April, May, well then like November or October, I can't remember. But anyways, what happened was when I was pregnant, I stopped working my business, and sometimes I think that, you know, I was really sick and I just wasn't motivated, and I remember. Like I wasn't doing the things that got me to diamond. I wasn't partying. I wasn't, you know, rapping the people that I rapped. Like I just wasn't, like, I don't know. I just wasn't working like I should have been. Well, what's really crazy in this business is not crazy. It just happens. Like if you didn't go to Target, you wouldn't get paid. Well, what happens is our business is pretty cool. It kind of takes 3 months to catch up to us. And so for 3 months, I kind of just really, really didn't work this business, even though this was what I did. So I don't know what the heck I was doing. I lost my rank and I was paid as a ruby. And I remember seeing that ruby paycheck, and I was a high paid diamond. I was getting paid around like, you know, $4,000 to $5,000 a month. Like I was like, I thought I was good, you know? And then I was like, I'm good. I don't need to work or whatever. I don't know what I was thinking. But anyways, I saw that ruby paycheck and I said, man, you know, I think you can look at your check and say, well, I'm either going to quit, or I'm never going to see this paycheck of this low again. And so I said, I'm never going to see this low again. But before I had said that, I almost quit. I literally almost quit. My upline she was like a couple uplines above me, called me, trying to talk me off a ledge. Like, I'm like, I don't need this. I don't know, you guys. I literally almost quit. Like, I can still picture that day in my mind that I almost quit. And she talked me out of it. Ended up going diamond the next month, or getting my rank back. And what's crazy is that, so that was like November, December, I can't remember. January hit, I had my son. Conference was that like a week. Conference came a week later. I had my son. I remember holding him in my arms and thinking that I'll never look you in the face and tell you that I couldn't do this or that you weren't worth this. And I remember just thinking that I was just going to be the mom that he deserved, and I was just going to give him the world. And so 7 months later, I went presidential. My husband went triple. We retired him from his job. We built a brand new house. I mean, we bought like a brand new truck in cash. Like within, like you guys, we went from living in my parents' basement in January to 7 months later, like making a crazy amount of money. And we went top 75, went to Dash. And then 6 months later went ambassador. And then the next month, my husband went presidential. And then we actually just moved in April. We just moved into our dream house, which is like 5 bedrooms. It's crazy. We just put in a pool. I don't know. Like, it's been so crazy. My 2.0 is double. And yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now, and working towards Black Diamond.
Yes, that is awesome. And you're in the Millionaires Club? What? Congratulations.
Well, we've made $1 million.
In the Millionaires Club, right.
Right, but the $1 million came from my husband and I weren't married.
Wait.
So the Millionaires Club is your husband, like you have to be married for them to count.
Is it just the married time?
Yeah, and our married time, it's been like since I started. Like Tay, it's crazy. Me and Tay met when I had my 4th wrap on. I didn't sign up to a distributor until I was like almost diamond. And so they won't count from that time to that time. They only count from when we got married, and we just got married last year.
Oh, whoa.
But we've made $1 million together since I've been in. But I'm still a millionaire. I'm still exciting.
Right. That's still exciting.
Yeah, I still made $1 million, but we're really close to hitting.
Well, it doesn't matter. You'll hit it before conference and you're good.
We're working on it. Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know though. Thank you, because we weren't married the whole time either.
Yeah, you don't get to count it, but you still count it because it's
right. Because you still made $1 million because those checks were mine. But anyways, okay. I had somebody ask that. Did you bring in new team members when you dropped rent?
I had to have. I don't think that I don't remember, actually. I don't really remember, but I had to have at least brought in a few. I was not a mass enroller. Mm-hmm. Like, that was not, when in the beginning, I definitely wasn't. I don't know. I bet I probably brought in like 3. I mean, I seriously probably completed my step success, but I think I did. I probably launched them, and I got my team getting volume too. But like, either way, I don't even know how I do it. Once I think you decide that you're going to do it, you just do whatever you have to do. You know, like I probably maintained by boxes, like instead of by volume. And then the next month I probably went back by volume, you know, like I just going to fill my chart again, whatever I had to do.
Right. Okay. All right. So how do you keep yourself motivated on the days you don't want to work your business?
I think when if you can just get yourself doing something every single day to grow your business, it becomes a habit. And so like, it's been 4 years. Like it's just like second nature. Like obviously I'm like, oh, I got to post. Like, I just know that I have to make a post. Like, and so I'm so used to like, it becomes a habit. So if you can just do this, get yourself on like, okay, 30 days, I'm going to do something for my business every single day. Then you're going to just do it anyway. So I'm in a habit right now that I just automatically do my business. But I think, you just have to make your dream board. Like I have goals on my computer, like around my computer screen, like sticky notes. And so I'm just so excited to like be able to pull those sticky notes off my computer. And so I just did this like a week ago because I have to continue to redream and make new dream boards. But that's what pushed me to retire my husband, was because like I put it on my board and I was like, I don't know how this is going to happen, but I know that I'm sick and tired of being the only one that has to change these damn diapers. You know what I mean? Like I'm sick and tired of not being able to sleep. Like I need a nap. I'm sick and tired of feeling like a single mom because he had to work 3 jobs. And so you just have to figure out what's going to get you excited and what's going to make you not want to take a nap. Because I remember my son was so colicky, you guys, my first baby. He was so colicky, and I was so tired because, like, I literally just didn't get any sleep. He never, like, you literally had to hold him 24/7. It sucked. It was so not fun. Oh, my gosh, I can't believe we had another baby. Like, that's how bad it was. But I remember, and I was living in my parents' basement, and I remember just, like, when he would finally take a nap, if I could finally get him to take a nap, all I wanted to do was take a nap. And I'd lay down on the couch, and I'd think, oh, I could take a nap, or I could work. And it was like, I was so motivated to work because I did not want to live there anymore. Like I wanted, I hated being by myself. Like it just sucked. So like that motivated me. So you have to figure out what's going to push you. Is it what's going to push you to do it? Like everybody's going to have their own why, but you have to figure that out.
I agree. Okay. So what does a day of running your business look like?
So I wake up. Well, actually, now that I'm breastfeeding in the middle of the night, I'm really big on Instagram now. I was always big on Instagram.
Questions about Instagram. So.
Oh, you do? Okay. Well, because I'm really big on social media now. When I first started, I didn't know how to work social media. Like that was nobody taught me. We were a huge rat party team. Like that's all they taught you. So that's all that I knew. Like you literally, somebody once told me, they're like, oh, if you want to go diamond, then you have to blitz 10 people. And so I was like, I don't even know how to blitz. Like I remember, like I could tell you all about ninja blitzing because that's how I started. You work up confidence. I know I didn't answer your question, so let me finish. Go back. Okay, so I wake up in the morning and I make sure I get my post in. And so I normally don't post until like when I'm fully awake, like 8 or 9 or 7. It just depends when the baby wakes up. So I get my, like a really good quality post in. So I have to think about those. And then like in the middle of the night, I'll interact with people in the middle of the night. So when they wake up or I'll comment and they wake up and the first thing people do in the morning is check their phones. So I'm trying to be up in their newsfeed. I want to be the first one, like, oh, who's this girl that commented on my stuff? I'm like, hello, it's me. And then I'm in some like mommy groups and stuff, and so I'll interact. Like I post, like I'm really big on growing my network, and so I like to follow people and grow my network, and so I do that in the middle of the night. So yeah, I wake up, post, and check my team page, check my messages, and then if you have follow-ups, I just work this business when I can, because like I'm so busy. Like, oh my gosh, 2 is so much. So when I get like 10 minutes or 5 minutes, I'm like, okay, like, comment, you know, and then I'm like, oh, like, post, you know, like, so I don't know, that's just kind of how I do. I just try to work when I can, like literally.
So just working it into your everyday life, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just making it a priority, because, you know, people say I'm so busy, but it's like, well, if it's a priority, you just, when you get that 5 minutes, that's what you're doing. I like that. Okay, so Instagram, where, when, and what? So I guess, like, okay, when you first sat down and was like, okay, I'm going to try this Instagram thing, how did you figure it out, and what in the world are you doing that's working?
I don't even know how I found Jade Hooper's Instagram video like years ago, which, yeah, and it's awesome. Like literally that's all I did to learn how to work it. And then I think along the way, you just figure out what works for you, you know, like, so everybody runs their Instagram different. Like you probably won't find people that run it the same way. Some people message 1,000 people. Some people just comment and interact. Like some people follow, like, it's just, everybody does it so different. It's so, and it's crazy because anything can work. You just have to figure out what works for you, because some people can message 10 people every single hour, and some people can't have their phone. And so you have to make really good quality posts, and then you have to find people to follow you. Like, and so it's just like Instagram takes a lot of work. It's seriously a lot of freaking work. Like, but I'm like, at the end of the day, like hard work is like, okay, well, I'm not working at, you know, like on cars, and I'm not working on a railroad. Like that's hard. Like, we're on our phones. Like, this is easy.
Well, what do you do? So, like, if you pull up Instagram, like, what are you doing to build your business on Instagram?
So my goal on Instagram, see, I work really different than everybody else. So my goal on Instagram is like very, very high quality pictures. Very crispy, very clear, very bright.
For that.
What
do you Okay. And what's your series?
Sequence of what I use. Yeah. Oh, I use the same ones every time, probably. So I like bright side, and then I do 1 or 2 crispities, depending on like if my husband's in the picture. Like I have to be like, because
you make us look real crispy.
But like I'll turn into Ghost, and then he'll be like really crispy, and I'm like, ooh. Depends on if my son, and so I have to be like, I gotta play with all the filters, because yeah, we have like a mixed baby, so like I understand. So yeah, so I like to do like 2 crispities on me. Crispity, like I always, every single one gets crispy. I edit the photo. There's 2 apps that I really like. It's called Airbrush. It makes you skinny. I love that app. You just, you know, make your jaw like look really skinny. Because you really truly have to make your like self look pretty, because people like to see, just make your face look good. And I don't like add lashes or anything. Just like I just make my, like, I just clear up some stuff. Like I pick some zits here. I'll probably just clear that out, just because people like to watch pretty things. And so, and make sure you're always, how you make yourself pretty is you put your face in the sunlight and take a good selfie. Like, and so really anybody truly can do, like, it doesn't, you know what I mean? And it's really good selfie, editing your photos. So I do spend a lot of time editing my photos. What else? Okay, so Instagram stories is really hot right now. So I've actually been hitting that more than anything. And so I share my daily life. Like every morning I wake up and I take my supplements, and I literally love the chocolate chip. Like I'm so obsessed. And I have like 5 supplements, and I picture every single day. I'll take a picture of that on Snapchat, and then I'll save that Snapchat picture and upload to Instagram stories. And then I upload it to Facebook stories, because stories are like where it's at right now. And so that's where I've been. So I do that in the morning. make a really good quality post, you know, probably like an opportunity post. And then, shoot, where are we talking about? I just where my thoughts
about Instagram. What do you do on Instagram? That's
okay. So make really good posts, and then my goal is to make good posts and make a good story. Like I like to tell stories on Instagram because Jesus told stories. You guys, Jesus told stories through parables, and he was the greatest salesman alive. Whether you think he was a salesman or not, you're always being you're either selling or you're being sold. And he created followers, like massive amounts of followers, and he did it by telling stories, or he taught people how to tell stories. And so you guys, like, how excited are you? Like, I love them. Like, oh, let me tell you a story. Like my dad tells awesome stories, and you're like perk up when you listen. And so I'm all about telling stories on my Instagram, whether it's my story or telling somebody else's story, because I like to show that I'm not the only one that's successful. Even when I was like a ruby or a diamond or whatever, I was sharing everyone else's stories. I'm like, hey, look, this happened for her. Hey, look, this happened for her. Hey, look, this happened for her. And then you're going to find somebody who has a nurse story who's going to relate to them. And then they relate to you because they're like, oh, you know, like, I don't know. So I share people's stories. I share my story. It's all about stories. And so really my goal on Instagram is to get as many people to see those stories as possible. Whether I do it through Instagram stories or I get them to follow me or I like them.
Oh, no. What? How do you find your followers?
So I'll probably go to like one of my followers and I'll go to their pictures and I'll follow their likes. Okay. And then I'll go follow their likes just because I want active Instagrammers. Like, right. And people who are liking are active. And so like follow like 4 or 5 and then I'll go to their 4 to 5 because if you follow too many, you'll start hitting the same network. And
do you use like unfollow or anything like that? Do you do that?
Oh yeah, I just found this awesome app. I don't know why I wasn't using it before. There's cheese on my phone. I don't know how that happened. Oh man, it's called Instagram Cleaner or something. It's called Cleaner.
Cleaner.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. You can like set it on like there's like. If you play around with it, because I just got it like a week ago and I had like thousands to unfollow because I've just been really bad at unfollowing lately. And if you mess around with it, because I had to learn, but you can like set it so like when you're sleeping, it can unfollow for you at night when you're sleeping. So like, it's awesome.
Okay.
Less work. I'm all about less work. And so
right. Smarter, not harder. Okay. Do you do power hours?
Yeah, I love power hours. See, that's when I get most done is when I'm like, hey, Tay, I'll do like, I haven't really been doing power hours. I've been doing like power 20 minutes or power 30 minutes. Like when I can, I'm like, okay, you take the baby, give me like 20 minutes to work. And then you just do whatever you have to do. Like if I have to follow, if I have to make a really good post, or if I need to message a bunch of people, like especially when we had those BOGOs, or what did we just have? The energy BOGO and then the $500 shopping spree. Once that's announced, it's like he knows that it's time. And I just go into like this massive messaging, like thousands, like everybody I've ever talked to in my life, like literally gets a message. And so I'm like, okay, you know, for this amount of time, it's like yours. Like you get to hold the baby. I'm like, and I'm telling you, I'm like zoned out for like, that's just what.
Okay, so are you more so, because people are different. I know I've heard a few different things. Some people like their team power hours, and it's more so to help them, but then the personal power hours are really important too.
See, I'll set power hours up for my team, like maybe once a week if I can remember. Like I've been kind of bad lately, but like normally sometimes I was like 3 times a week because I was on it, but like lately I haven't been on it. So I try to at least do once a month or once a week. They get it for sure once or twice a month. And I'll set up a power hour on my team page or something. But otherwise, like I'm all about I like the 80-20. Like 80% of that time needs to be me growing my business, because you know what? If I'm not getting those fast starts, I feel like I'm not getting paid. You know, I mean, I get paid, but I love fast starts. I don't know what it is about getting $100 dropped in my Friday, you know, 100, 200, 300 bucks. Like I love fast starts. And so my goal is to get as many fast starts as possible. And so that me helping my team isn't going to give me fast starts.
Right.
Like I need to personally be getting fast starts. And so then 20% of your time is spending time with your team, growing your team, like developing them. But honestly, like if you have everything set up in your team page, which everybody does because we all have like the same team pages. I'm like, nobody has anything special. Like seriously. If you have like people that are going to be successful in this business, they're going to be successful whether you're successful or not. They're going to be successful whether you're helping them or not. I'm telling you guys, because I've had people slip through the cracks. Like, I'm like, oh, I feel like I haven't helped them that much. And all of a sudden they're signing people. And I'm like, oh my God, I feel so bad because I didn't even help you. But look at you, you're killing it. You know, like I had this girl message me the other day. She was like, Carrie, I quit my job. And I was like, what? Like, I seriously felt so bad because I'm like, but she only needed Ruby money, or she only needed so much money, and she was getting fast starts, and I didn't see that. And so, I don't know, like, you know what? They're going to be successful whether you're there or not. And so I'm very like, okay, let me know. I post this on my team page a lot. I said, listen, if you need me, if you need your upline, if you need me, you need to be in my inbox. You need to be texting me because I don't know if you need help unless you ask. Like people cannot read minds. And I literally was saying, nobody can read your mind. If you need help, you need to reach out. Like, you know, like if you needed help in school, you probably raise your hand and ask the teacher. Well, I'm like, hello. Like,
that's a good one.
So yeah,
that's actually, I'm gonna quote that. Because that's true. If you're in school and you need help,
I never thought about that. I just
that just came up. Look at you. Okay, so what is your social media plan to get your distributors? So I guess what is it that you're doing to get distributors and loyal customers?
So, like I post lifestyle posts, like I post people's stories. That's like how I get distributors is stories and telling my story and like talk about like wherever I'm working from. Like today I was breastfeeding my baby and I was sitting at the mall because we took Riley to the Halloween store. And so I'm sitting there breastfeeding the baby and I'm talking to people while I'm breastfeeding and I'm at the mall and we're busy. Like, and so I just show people that you can do this business wherever you are. You know, like I remember like when we were in Alabama, because that's where my husband's from, and I was like shopping and I blitzed somebody or whatever and I took a picture with them. Or I blitz people like, and I've signed them up as customers and I'll take pictures and I'll say, oh, I'm just, you know, renting a rental car and I just signed up the lady for the system. Like, and so like, if you can show people that they can do this and they can incorporate into their busy lifestyle, they're like, oh, well, I can do that. Or, and just making your post really relatable because, you know, people can only think, probably less than $500. Like nobody can think, like people really can't think $1,000 a month. Most people can't, or $2,000 a month. They like that's anything above 2,000 is like so unrealistic. And so if you can keep it relatable to them, like you can meet them where they are, whether, you know, maybe they just need $100 so they can keep their cell phone bill, you know, like, and so if you can show them like, oh my gosh, like I just made $100 or like $25 in wrap cash and that's going to put gas in my tank, or just things like that. Lifestyle posts get you distributors on social media, and loyal customers like posting before and after pictures and just being really excited. And I think you using the products and getting your results is like the best thing you can possibly do. What they say, if you want to grow your business, lose 5 pounds. The fastest way to grow your business is lose 5 pounds, because your friends will be like, oh my God, what are you doing? I want to lose 5 pounds. Like, I think my friend, we were just talking about this. One of the girls on my team, she lost like 5 pounds on the cleanse just the other day. And she's like, oh, I lost 5 pounds. And people are like, how'd you lose 5 pounds? Like, it's like the earth ended, you know, like they were like, how'd you, like everybody wants to lose 5 pounds. And so if you can show them that you did it and you built a relationship with them and they trust you, then they're going to want to know what you're doing. And so I think the best thing you can do is fall in love with our products. Like, I'm obsessed. Like, you can hear my voice. Like, I can tell you every product that I use, I'd be so excited about it because I know it's done for me. And so voice messaging potential customers, and if they're interested, you have to be like so pumped up because they're not even going to know what they're buying, but they're just so excited that you're excited and they want some of that. So. Does that make sense?
That's good. Yes. Thank you. Okay, I got one more question, and I want to know your top 2 tips, which is always hard for me. So, but hopefully it's not hard for you. Let's see. Are you big on personal development?
Oh my gosh, yes.
So what is your top book suggestions?
Let me look at I like to listen to Audible books. I like to listen to things. I can read them too, but like I love listening to things. So, what I'm reading right now currently is called Sell or Be Sold. Sell or Be Sold. It's awesome. It's probably one of the best sales book I've ever read. And that's where I got that. He's literally like, whether you want to be a salesperson or not, you are. You're either being sold, or you're either selling or being sold every second of your life. And oh my gosh, just take, for example, let's say you have a kid and you're like, well, you need to eat these green beans. And they're like, no, I don't. I'm not eating these green beans. And they don't eat them green beans. Well, you were just sold, because if you were like, no, you're not leaving that table till you eat them green beans, then you just sold them, So whether you like it or not. And so he said, whether you like it or not, you're a salesperson. And so why not be the best salesperson in the world? Because salespeople make millions. And so sales is really where all the money is. It literally is in sales. And so we're in a sales business, whether you like it or not. And so why not become awesome at it? That's an awesome book I'm listening to right now. That was awesome. Let's see. One of my favorite books is called The Success Principles by Jack Canfield. I should listen to that.
I just got that. Cammie just told me and Casey that I had to read that.
That was like an awesome book. I should read it again. I read so many of them, but that was, and I like, See You at the Top by Zig Ziglar. I love him. He's like the best. The Power of Positive Thinking. That was a good one too. There's just so many of them. But Sell or Be Sold, man, I've been hitting there's so many good tips in that book. So many good tips. I'm like, it just gets me so fired up. But yeah, personal development is so important. And so when I listen to it, it's when I'm in the shower, because I just don't have time. I feel like I had so much time when I had one, and now I had two. I'm like, I don't know where my time went. And so when I'm in the shower, when I get to take a shower, or when I'm brushing my teeth, or if I ever get to get ready, then I'm listening to personal development. And so I really try to get at least 15 to 20 minutes. That's literally 15 to 20 minutes of good personal development. And just know that it's okay to take time for yourself. Because I think as moms, sometimes you're like, you need to take 20 minutes of yourself or for yourself every single day, because your income will never, ever, ever exceed your personal development. Ever. Whether you think this is true or not, it's true. And so once you can catch that this business is, and this is my tip, this is going to be one of my tips because it's my favorite thing. That your income will never exceed your personal development. And so, if you're here, if you've learned this much, you've grown this much, and now all of a sudden, your income, it has to meet you there. And so don't you want to grow so that your income can meet you up here? But let's say people win the lottery. People in the lottery, they're broke within, I think, 4 years. Most people that hit the lottery are broke within 4 years. And so Jim Rohn says that if you hit the lottery, you better become a millionaire real fast. So you hit the lottery, he said you might have a lucky jump. So your income may have went way up here. You better become that millionaire real fast, or that income will always come to where you are. So whether you're here, and so they said this business is a personal development business attached with a compensation plan. And so we literally get paid to grow. You get paid to grow. And as soon as you literally catch that, that's what took me from presidential to ambassador. I remember thinking, oh my God, I have got to become an ambassador in my mind. I listened to I was like, how am I going to go ambassador? I got to get to ambassador in here. Or if you want to go diamond, you got to get to diamond in here. You have to be ready for those 25 people that's going to be on your team. You got to be ready to lead them. You have to be ready to inspire them, because we can't motivate anybody. But when I listen to Sell or Be Sold, I can go back to my team and say, oh my gosh, I just learned this, this, and this. This is going to take our business to the next level. And then they get excited because I'm excited, but I wouldn't get excited if I wasn't listening to something, if I didn't have something to pump me up every single day or to fill my cup. And another tip on that is, our soul, our soul is made to grow. like our soul, like God wants you to become the best version of yourself. Like we are literally determined, like that's, our soul has to grow. If you're not growing, you're dying. You're not growing, you truly are dying. And so when your soul is growing, it's excited, it's pumped up. Like, and so I'm pumped up.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so what's your second one? I love that too. You got me like pumped up.
I know I'm pumped up. Let's see. Okay. Oh, this is another one. I was just saying this the other day. Okay, so I remember like last year or 2 years ago, our company really pushed social media. It was like, oh, do social media, do social media, do social media. And then the people that were doing wrap parties were like, let's drop the wraps and do social media, okay? And now the company's like, do wrap parties, rap, some blitz, rap, repeat, like, okay? And then everybody that's doing social media now is like, oh my God, I gotta have a party. I gotta do this. If I'm not rapping people, I'm not doing it what I'm supposed to be doing. And so literally do what you're good at. Like stay in your lane, because I know that for me, sometimes I'm like, oh, somebody's doing amazing on Facebook in these Facebook groups. Now I have to go and do Facebook groups. And I'm like, no. My jam is Instagram. And so if I can just 1,000% put my focus into what I'm good at, developing my strengths, then I'm going to see way more success. And so like sometimes like I know like when Snapchat became like really hot, I'd be like, oh, I'm going to do Snapchat, I'm going to do Instagram, I'm going to do Facebook. And I got just too like, I don't even know what to do. And then you just don't know what to do, and you don't even post because you're like, I don't know where to post. Do I snap? Do I put on stories? And so really, even just within like the last couple of weeks, I really told my team, I said, listen, you need to pick something. What are you good at? And I want you to develop that to be the best that you can be. And so a lot of us are pulling back to what we were originally good at. Why were we signing people in the first place? And so if you're good at wrap parties, do wrap parties. If you're good at blitzing, blitz. If you're good at one-on-ones, do more one-on-ones. If you're awesome at Facebook, focus on that, because like, yeah, you can do a little bit of both, but if you do the best when you put 1,000% into one thing, I'm telling you, it's called, I think there's even a book it's called The One Thing. And otherwise you just get so stretched thin. You're like, okay, if I put 5% into Facebook, if I put 5% Instagram, and then, you know, what, 5%, but you know what I mean? Some people put 25, when really you're only getting a fourth of the effort, when if you put it, you know what I'm saying? So like, pick what you're good at. Like, who cares what everybody else is doing? Like, do what you're good at and develop that, become the best at that, and just dominate that, you know, because he said if you're going to be the best, then you better just dominate. I like it.
Awesome. I love it. Thank you so much. Is there anything else you want to say?
Like, do you got a question for me?
No, I'm just saying, is there anything else you'd like to share? You shared a lot.
I would say that, shoot, you know, I used to end my Zooms all the time, like, just to know that I think sometimes what holds people back. Okay, here, this is my last thing I'm going to say. You get the success in this business, you reach the ranks in this business that you feel that you deserve. And so when I decided that I'm going to be a diamond, I deserve to be a diamond. I'm like, I'm about to be a diamond. You know what I mean? Like, I was so fired up. I remember I was on my way to the gym as an executive in my car every day. And I was like, I am a diamond. Like, I was screaming at the top of my lungs. People probably thought I was crazy. I'm like, I love my team. My team's on fire. I'm a rock star distributor signing machine. Like, I prayed for my team before they even came. And I tell my team that all the time. I said, I knew you were coming. I prayed for you. I prayed you in. I knew you were going to be here. And so you will always reach the rank that you believe that you deserve. And so I think just know that, you know, my favorite verse is, I don't even know the verse numbers, but I'm going to tell you, it's called, Jesus came so that you could live life, comma, and live life abundantly. And, you know, so Jesus came so you could live life, comma, and live life abundantly. Which side of the comma do you want to be on? So Jesus came to live life. So did you just come so you could live your life? Or did Jesus come so you could live your life abundantly? And so, I think you need to speak scripture over your business, speak life over your business, and speak life over you. And just know that, he died for us, and that he made every inch of you. He knows the hairs on your head. And so you deserve to be successful. You deserve all the success in the world, but you have to, that's why I think it's so important to do personal development, to realize that what you're worth, and you're worth more than having somebody to tell you what to do every single day. You're worth more. You deserve to be home with your kids. You deserve to, make all your dreams come true on your dream board. And, you can still do this, you guys. If I can do this, you can too.
My phone is blowing up. Hey, I love it. And then they're in the chat as well. So, oh my gosh, that was awesome. I'm about to quote that. That is good. That's really good to look at. My bishop said that when you read a sentence, anything before the comma, you negate. So, yeah, you have to let go.
Wow, that's good.
Focus on the end. So, yeah, thank you so much for getting on tonight. I know you were busy.
Oh, awesome. It was fun.
I appreciate it, and I'll get you guys a recording. Money team, see you guys later. Bye. Good evening.